We'll be doing some unboxing today with our friend from Nasi Lemak Tech, Koki, and I'm Lau from Tech Creator. And we will be unboxing these three items today from Cooler Master. Master Mouse MM530, MM520, and
a hard-made mousepad from Cooler Master with RGB. So let's get cracking, but which one shall we unbox first?
we'll start off with the mouse.
Okay, disappeared.
Okay, you get the claw grip.
Okay lor. Claw grip. Okay, quick unboxing.
First, look at the box. You know, the usual color, grey,
Yeah,
or whatever color you call it.
that's their design language these days, which yeah, it works, whatever. And opening up, you will get this window right here, and there's a slot for you to put your wrist across, and you can try out the entire geometry of the mouse through the box itself. So this is a very good point if you are
Yes.
going into the store and just, you know, trying out what's good for you and just picking up on the spot. So yeah, this is I would say a very good.
A very good box design.
So let's unbox it right now. Shoop.
What do we have here?
Okay, get everything out first.
Okay, before we look at the mouse, on the box you can actually see that Cooler Master indicated this. This is a palm grip mouse, palm grip gaming mouse.
And the MM520 is actually a claw grip mouse.
It's meant for claw grip, so for those of you who are more into claw grip, you might want to consider this.
Yes, the MM520, and if you want for palm grip, go for the MM530.
There's nothing much in the box except for the
Manual.
user's manual and
Mouse.
the mouse itself.
So inside the user manual, you get the usual
User stuff, what do you call it? A diagram with all the buttons pointed out. So
512 kilobytes of onboard memory, so you can save all your settings in there and bring it across to whatever machines you want. So that's one good point. Looking at the mouse right here, you do have a wingtip for the MM520, and everything is made out of matte finish, so yeah, not so many fingerprint whatever or oil, but it is, yeah, very nice.
it is good because for mouse with soft touch or some kind of rubber stuff, it actually turns sticky over time, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you experience that.
Yeah, this one is just get a damp cloth, wipe it off, and you're done.
Yep.
So when you plug it in, you do get RGB lighting on 3 lighting zones, scroll wheel, the logo itself, and the basement. So that's it for the MM520.
If you notice, right, the USB is kind of like purple thing on the USB connector. It's something which is unique because when compared to the green brand, they actually did the same thing.
Yeah, and most of the times that we see these kind of custom colored USB headers is on smartphones where they have proprietary connectors, so I'm not too sure. This is mostly for aesthetic purposes, I would say.
Yeah, that's something of brand identity stuff.
Yeah.
So when you plug in, you get the RGB stuff. Of course, there's a software for you to adjust the lighting, so just head on to the Master's website to download the software.
And as for the claw grip, I would say, yeah, you do get the tip here to rest your third finger right there, and then you just hold it like this, as per usual. So you just use it in claw grip. Yeah, quite comfortable, but it is again personal preference. If you like claw grip, then might as well consider this mouse.
For the MM530, it's more of like a common kind of mouse because there are a lot of people who prefers a bigger mouse instead of going a smaller mouse for claw grip. So for this one, you have a rubber side, but these aren't the rubber that will turn sticky over time, so nothing much to worry about. And as the same with the MM520, it's matte surface as well, so you don't get all those fingerprint
Oil.
or something,
Yeah,
sticks on it, and it's very easy to clean off with a damp cloth. And if you look at the mouse skates, or some of you call it mouse feet, it's a lot better compared to its predecessor. Yes, the shape is I would say exactly the same as the previous CM Storm, Mizar and Alcor, if any one of you owns it. The weight is a bit heavier compared to that, but yeah, the shape is still the same. But for the mouse skates, instead of 4 dots, you'll have 2 pieces of big headphone fit now, so it glides somewhat better on the surface.
This one you have a total of 3, one at the top, one at the bottom, and one more for the wingtip. So yeah, it won't snag on anything, especially if you're using on a cloth mouse pad.
But one thing for you guys to know, right, is that you don't get those braided cables. It's not braided, so yeah, it's not a turn off, but it would be great if they can actually have those braided cables here, because
everyone else is doing it.
Yeah. It feels good to have a mouse or any peripherals with braided cables.
Yeah. It looks nicer.
It feels better.
Yeah. And now
you feel better.
Let's unbox this thing.
This
is
something rather unique from Cooler Masters, because this is the first time for them to actually came out with this product.
Yeah, mousepad, RGB.
The mousepad is there, but
hard mat RGB.
It's something new from Cooler Master, I would say.
Okay, hardcover. Packaging wise, it's pretty elaborate. Oh wow, you got so many different cutouts for the plastic at the bottom. Okay, so now we got the hard mat out. As you can see here, this thing is very elaborate. You have the mode for your cable storage, the user manual, and also the cable header together with this ferrite core.
Yeah, this is the user's manual. You don't get much here, but yeah.
Yeah, it's there if you need it. So let's just take the box elsewhere. So this is the RGB hard mat mousepad from Cooler Master unboxed. As you can see here, hard mat again. We'll show you what's this later. And as you can see at the back here, you do have a few pieces
Quite
of
a lot of rubber pads.
Rubber pads.
So it stays firm on the desk.
4 triangles at the corner, 1 at the center. Pretty good. It won't slide around. And you do get braided cable this time.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And let's plug it in and have a look. It has RGB after all, so
yes, this is the kind of RGB lightings you're getting. Similar to quite a lot of other brands that comes out with
RGB
something
mousepad.
Similar.
Yep. But there is one unique feature on this thing. Yeah, which is
this. This is that unique feature we're talking about just now. If you touch on it, it changes the color.
Like magic.
See that? Anyway, moving on to the experience.
Yeah.
It feels quite good for the granule surface.
Yeah, very rough surface by the way.
But it glides very well.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Because I'm not a big fan of hard mat, I'm more of cloth type guy. But this is good. And yes, you don't get sweat stain on hard mat, so
yeah,
that's the advantage of it.
You can just take it out, take a wash, and come back. It's that simple.
Can you really wash this thing?
I suppose so. You can take it out on the top right here. You have 2 screws at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you can take out the entire thing, including the circuitry. But if you can, then you can just take the whole thing and have a wash. Or you can just, again, take a damp cloth, wipe it off. Same thing.
But one thing I noticed is that this particular part, right, it gets a bit warm after some time. not to say after some time after we power it up, it gets a bit warm actually, if you can feel it.
A bit, not too much, but it's definitely having some temperature differences.
So that's all for our first impression of these accessories and peripherals from Cooler Masters.
Yeah, MM520, MM530,
and the
also
hard gaming mousepad, RGB.
with RGB especially, and I'm having fun with this thing.
So that's all for now, and do let us know what you think about these gaming peripherals and the mousepad especially down in the comment below.
Thanks for watching and have a nice day.
We'll see you in the next one.